Alright, welcome to lesson 3 on how to discover your purpose or your reason for existence. And here we shall be talking about constantly seeking God for direction and total surrender of your will to Him. This is a continuation from lesson 2. Now, nothing is more important and rewarding than living in the will of God. To discover everything about your existence, you must be deliberate and in a constant search for direction from God. Jeremiah chapter 29 verse 13 says, "And ye shall seek me and find me when ye shall search for me with all your heart." Seeking God for direction requires tenacity. It takes more than simply bowing your head before your meal and sending up a quick prayer when things get tough. It requires seeking the Lord continually with all your heart. It takes tenacity. For you to receive from God, you must be a constant seeker. God wants you to ask Him about your life. He said in James chapter 1 verse 5 that if any of you lacks wisdom, he should ask God, who gives to everyone generously without a rebuke, and it will be given to him. Now, here is a word of caution. When you ask God, God can choose any way to answer you. Many people have prayed and they have complained without receiving an answer. But one thing you should understand that God can choose any way to answer you. He can put a thought or an idea in your heart that will refuse to go away. He can give you dreams. He can give you revelations. He can also speak to you expressly. You might receive direction as you are driving to work or while you are at work. God can speak. God speaks in diverse ways. He shows us things in diverse ways. The most important thing is to ask. Or it might come gradually to your spirit over a matter of weeks. But one thing is sure, that whenever you ask God for direction, He will surely give that direction to you. Don't be impatient with God. Don't be impatient with God, but be consistent. Take time to seek God's face and give it all it takes for your answer to come. One good way to seek God for direction is to pray in other tongues. That is, praying in tongues, speaking in tongues, and ask God to give you the interpretation. He will do it if you ask Him in faith. You might not always get the interpretation immediately, but if you will pray with expectation, it will come eventually. The sure thing about all this is that God will answer you when you ask. So don't be scared or despise God's instruction to you. Whatever God says about your life is the best you can ever have. You must be willing to embrace it and do all that God wants you to do for your life. Talk to you more in the next lesson.